All right, Pirate fans, welcome to episode number one of the Coach Travis Rasbeary Weekly Podcast. It's a podcast that first episode that we're going to have Coach come on every Thursday at 8 o'clock when he's available to talk about his program. We're going to be talking about the Rockport Fulton Lady Pirates soccer season has arrived. They'll have their first scrimmage tomorrow, and then they'll go on the road Tuesday, I believe, to Victoria. I think I saw that correctly. And Coach has brought in one of his captains to join the podcast. Coach will be bringing in a player when they're available to come on. So some podcasts you'll see a few players. Sometimes it'll just be me and Coach. And so I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about having our captain, one of our captains in the senior. She'll introduce herself here in just a bit. But Coach, just how you doing? And it's great to have you back and be able to talk soccer.
I know it feels like it's been forever since I've been on here, and Ari will tell you I've been counting down the days, waiting for soccer season to start.
Absolutely, and expectations are high, Coach. Last year when we brought you on a little later. There had been some games played. This year it's a little different. We're starting off before we get a game, but expectations are high for these girls. What they were able to accomplish last year. We'll talk with Coach a little bit. We won't spend a lot of time, but definitely want to reflect back on last year, and because we continue to grow going into this year. So I know for myself, Coach, I'll speak for myself. I'm expecting a lot from these girls. I'm doing a little talking on the outside too. I'm excited about what we accomplished last year and what our season can look like this year. But before we get with Coach and ask him questions, definitely want to go to the player first. So we do have one of our captains. She's a senior. If you want to introduce yourself to the community, your name and what position you play, your jersey number, and anything else you want to tell us about yourself.
My name's Aariana Valadez. I'm number 20 and I'm forward.
Yes, ma'am. And you have been playing soccer here for some time, right? You're a senior. You've been playing all 4 years here with us?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's great. Well, thank you for coming on and spending a few minutes here with us. I know it's a little late. Coach, his podcast is going to be every Thursday at 8. But Aariana, just before we get started on this season, just reflect back on last year. You were on the team. No one really knew what to expect from the Lady Pirates, right? We had a first-year coach that nobody knew when he started, but quickly people started to find out who he was. But talk a little bit about the success that you guys had last year going into the third round. I felt like this team got a lot better as the season progressed. But just real quick about last year, talk about the success that you have and how you hope that transitions over into this year.
Last year, we were very much a family. Like our bond was good. So if your bond's good, you're gonna play good. You're gonna play as a team. And we lost about, I think it was just 3 girls, maybe, or 4. Yeah. And a couple of them, they were a big asset to the team. One of them was my cousin, Angela. We were like dynamic duo right up top. And it's definitely going to be a hard change, but it's just something we have to like accept and move on. This year, I expect the exact same thing out of all these girls, nothing less.
We did lose a couple of girls. The bulk of this team of last year's success will be back this year. There were a couple of younger girls. There were some freshman girls that were on the team last year that had an impact on top of our leadership and our higher junior and senior class. And I thought that helped us out a lot. But let's talk a little bit about the rankings here. So I know I know everybody knows. So the preseason, right? The Lady Pirates, we're picked 7th. We're top 10. Does that mean anything to you, or is that just like I don't pay attention to that? We just go play, or does that have some meaning to you, or like the senior captain of this team?
Oh yes, sir. That has a lot of meaning too. I think the whole team. When we found it out, we were all like, "Holy crap!" Like we did that. Like that's us. Like, I mean, we obviously like we earned that all last year. We worked our butts off every single day. Like no matter what, Coach Rasbeary, he was on us every single day. Everybody worked hard. We earned it. And we just expect to get higher, be top 5 by the end of this year.
Wow, I like that, Coach. I like that, Aariana. Absolutely. I think there's going to be a lot more people in the stands this year than there were last year. We had quite a bit last year toward the end, and I expect that we're going to have a lot more people watching and following soccer. And I'm glad to see that because I want this to grow. That's why we have the podcast. We're definitely going to be streaming more games. We're going to take our football equipment up there, so you'll have the clock. We'll have our tech guy out there, and we'll be, hopefully have sponsorships and stuff. So we're looking to make this a big thing to really support our soccer programs here at Rockport Fulton. And so that's going to be great. Going into this year, how many practices have you guys already practiced? And so how has practice been going here early on before the season starts?
We have had a couple practices. Um, I I do basketball, so like we like alternate. Like I alternate like days. Like some Wednesdays he would have Coach Rasbeary would have me. Other days, basketball coach would have me. So I just kind of go back and forth. So like the beginning of the season, I wasn't really out with the girls, but since I've been there, it's been nothing but fun. Like it just feels good being back. Like I went home yesterday and the day before, and I told my mom I was like, it feels so good to just be in soccer.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I'd agree. And bless your heart playing two sports. I mean, I know it's difficult. Did you play basketball? I've seen you. We did a game or two for the girls, and I saw you. And then to be able to jump over to soccer, that's a lot. And then you have your academics, your work at school. But bless your heart for playing, representing Rockport Fulton. You do a great job, and being able to stay up with your studies. That's awesome. I want to ask you: is your senior year going into soccer this year? Is there any personal goals? Is there something that you've been working on since you were a freshman that you would like to be able to accomplish before this will be your last year? Is there anything you're working on, or is there any goals that you personally have? Say, I want to be able to do this, accomplish this before I graduate, be your individual or with the team.
Um, there's not really like personal goals. Like I don't really like. I mean, I had like some. Mine was to get like a scholarship, like you're recruited to go play next level. And Coach Rasbeary has been there every single step of the way, helping me, guiding me through that. And I just want to leave a good impact on RFHS soccer, varsity girls soccer.
Awesome. It's great to have a coach like we have. I've heard nothing but great things last year from parents, the community, and it's great that he's helping you try to get to the next level. Hopefully that all works out for you. And I think you've already done that. Really, the girls last year. I think we win, but it's the way we win that matters too. Not just winning, but the way we win. And I think that you girls last year, because I saw more of your games last year, so I'll speak last year. I think you guys set a great foundation last year for the younger girls. The way you guys competed, but just overall winning, and then like you said, there's this chemistry that I think other young girls want to be a part of that, right? They want to be a part of a group, and when you're winning, and it's all family, we get more girls in, and all the talented girls that are in this school, we definitely want them out on the soccer field, right? That gives us a better chance to win. So I think you've already accomplished that, but it's great. You got one more year, and I think by the time you and your other co-captains in this team, by the time you guys leave, you're going to leave a great legacy here in Rockport with girls soccer moving forward. I mean, I don't know if your sister plays, but you got some young siblings as well. I know they're very athletic, and so we'll see if they play or not. But that'd be great. You've done a great job here for us. So moving forward here, you guys will scrimmage, and then you go to Victoria. I was looking at your schedule. You guys don't really play a lot of preseason. You go straight into district. I think you have three games or so. You have the tournament that I'll talk to coach about. It'll be a tournament here in Rockport that we hope we can get a lot of people to go out and see. It's our tournament that we have every year. But you have a couple of non-district games, and then you jump into the district, which is going to be tough. You've got Toloso Midway. I think I saw Beeville. You guys had battles with Beeville, Cal Allen. They're ranked third. London. What do you want to see from your team, Aariana, in these early games before you hit what's going to be a very tough district?
I'm just seeing for them to get like better. Like progressively get better, and just because we know we have tough opponents. We know Toulouse is going to be a tough opponent. Beeville will. Cal Allen definitely will. So will London. Um, so I'm just hoping like some of these girls that are new learn like it's not what we think it is varsity level. We have to. How do I put this? We got to like adjust. We have new people. We have people playing new positions. We have people filling in for people that left. Like we all have to adjust. I know I have to adjust. I lost my other half this last year. Like I definitely do need to adjust, and I think we just gotta trust people. Like we have people that didn't really play last year because we had seniors that played their position and they didn't really have playing time, and we just gotta trust that they will fill in other people's shoes.
Absolutely. And for all the Pirate fans that are watching and are going to watch this podcast, the girls do have a scrimmage tomorrow, and Coach Rasbeary talk a little bit about what all that consists of, and what you guys hope you will come out and just have a little bit of fun and see. But like I said, being ranked number seventh, Aariana, right? It does put it, I would imagine, a little target on your back where last year when we started, when we were here last year, people really didn't know the Lady Pirates, and then they really quickly throughout the season got to know who we are. So there's going to be teams coming after us. Obviously, they want to be noticed. So how do you get noticed? You beat a team that's ranked, right? But I think overall, you girls are going to be ready. I'm excited. I can tell you, 2 months ago, I was excited to see what this team could bring. Last year, I've seen people and heard people talk about they're ready for soccer. Everybody's excited about what happened last year, and so the expectation is high. And we ask all the Pirate fans that are going to come out every game. Looking at the schedule, it looked like we're going to have a lot of home games at the start of this season. A lot of it will go toward the end. So hopefully, we'll get a lot of people there. We definitely would like to see more people at the soccer games, really pack those stands. We did a great job last year, and we'd like to be able to continue to build on that to support our girls. I think we got a great opportunity this year to do some amazing things, Aariana, and we'll hope to have you back on the podcast here as the season progresses. I know you're one of our captains, a senior captain, but I'll ask you, you have Coach Rasbeary here. You last year you guys talked highly of him, but what has he meant to you specifically, and what he's done to be able to help you become a better soccer player and help this program? And for people who don't know who Coach Rasbeary is, you had him on last year. You know what he's like. Talk to us a little bit about Coach and what he's meant to this program, and just starting his second year here at Rockport.
Coach Rasbeary, whenever he first came, we were a little iffy about him. Not even gonna lie, we were a little iffy. He kind of gave off the weird vibes. He walked on his tippy toes. That's a little weird. And but once season came, it was like he was hard, but he also knew how to make us like make it fun. Like he was very hard on us, but he made it fun. And he would always like all us. I think over summer, over like beginning of the school year, he was always on my back. Like, you need to do this college stuff. Like this coach reached out to you. It was always college stuff. And like practices, he will tell us to do a drill, and he will see like some people like cheating their way out of it. He will stop the drill, and he will like say it all over, repeat himself all over. He will make the drill harder. Like, and like if he sees something that we're struggling on, like yesterday's practice, we were mainly focused on dribbling, which a lot of us need that. And like coaches like that, they work like they pay attention to specific stuff. I think coaches like that are really good. And I just really hope like the freshmen that are here now, like that just are on JV and varsity, I really hope they feel the same way about him because he's a really good coach.
Yeah, and I think Rockport's very lucky to have him. Like I said last year, just in conversation, hearing people at the games, everything was so positive. Just not even like you said, just outside of just his knowledge of soccer, but I think parents just love the way that he, girls, his team, you girls responded. Like you said, it's college. It's trying to. It's not just about soccer. It's helping you guys do good in school, taking care of you guys. They want to get to the next level. He's listening to the girls, and I think all of that It's what's got people excited about having him here. Before I go to Coach to say a few words about you because you're here, what can the fans expect from the Lady Pirates this year? So people who are just going, this is the first time I'm going to go check these girls out. Let's just say because there's just so much hype, right? What would you tell the community? You have an opportunity. What can they expect from the Rockport Lady Pirates in 2024, 2025?
Um, they should expect us. We'll win, just win. Like, and we expect them to come out and support us. Like they came out and supported us. Our few home games, and that that really like it touched us. Like we talked about it. Like our third round stands are full. We're like we've never had that full. Like that, seeing our Rockport family all out there supporting us, that makes us feel like more like, cared for. Like it makes us work hard because there's people there watching us. Like we're obviously gonna like show out. We're gonna and we just had fun. Like we love having people there watching us. It just makes everything more fun.
Well, I can tell you, I'm going to do my part here on the podcast to come on this camera that I have here and talk about you ladies as much as I can possibly do to continue to let the community know what we're doing and about our program. Coach, before I let Aariana go, she's your senior captain, a big part of your success last year, and I'm sure she's going to be another big part of this year. But for people who don't know her very well, you've known her now for over a year. What can you tell us about her? What type of player and person is she?
If I had to describe her in one word, I would say fiery. Like, like it is full speed 100% of the time. Like if she sees somebody that's like slacking off, she's gonna jump on them. Like it, when I ask the girls about the captains, I see a different side of them. I see the side of them from the coaching aspect. I don't see like how they are outside of like soccer. Unfortunately, the only time I get to see these girls are either in the passing in the hallway or like on the field. And so I asked, every varsity girl, if you had two choices, who would you pick? And it was cool because the three that I was thinking of were the three that almost every single girl said. And Ari was one of the first people listed with every girl I came across. I mean, they know that she leads by like her passion. Like you're not going to find a more passionate player than you find with Ari. In fact, I think Ian does a great job taking our pictures last year. And there's a picture of I think she got fouled and like she's throwing her hands up in anger, yelling at a ref. I mean, she wants it. Like she's gonna go 100% like the whole entire game. Like she may go play a basketball game and like work her butt off in the basketball game. Then she's coming to a soccer game and she's gonna go full speed. Like I think there was a couple times last year, like she literally got out of the car, like rushed her tail end over to the sideline. She's like, "I'm ready to go." It's like, okay, calm down. It's like let's give you a second and then we'll get you in. No, I love Ari. She's awesome. I'm really gonna miss her when she graduates. So she'll definitely leave a hole in the team. And unfortunately, I have a long season with her before we get to that point. But she's a very special athlete, and I'm very lucky to have her as part of the program.
Yeah, I think Rockport is lucky to have her. Watching her play and compete, it's great. We need leaders like that. We need people like that in our program, kids like that in our program. And so we're looking forward to a great season. And again, the first game will be in Victoria. There's a scrimmage tomorrow and Tuesday. The Lady Pirates will be traveling to Victoria. But then after that, I'll be posting on our Pirates Coast Sports Network, our Facebook and Twitter page, where the girls will be playing. And like I said, they got a tournament that I'll talk with Coach here. But the first couple of games of that season, more than a couple, they're going to be at home. And then there's going to be probably a time, about a month, I think, where you guys are going to be on the road. So first few games are at home. So that's what we need to take advantage and come on out really at home, pack those stands like we did last year and really cheer our Lady Pirates. They're preseason number 7 pick here. So they're going to have a target on the back. But a lot of these games are going to be really, really good, especially in district, and looking forward to that. Well, Ari, thank you very much for taking some time here to join us and talk a little bit about your program. We hope to have you back. I'm sure Coach Rasbeary will have you back throughout the season. But any final thoughts, anything you want to add before we let you go?
Just this season, I just really hope people come out and support. It really joy to the girls. I know it does, and I'm just excited.
Absolutely. And like I said, we're going to be out there streaming a lot more of your games this year. So for those that can't make it out to the game, or if you live far, no worries. We'll let you know when we'll be streaming the games. And you can definitely and hopefully we'll support the Lady Pirates through the live stream on the Pirates Cove Sports Network. All right. Thank you very much. Good luck. Hopefully we all stay injury free, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Coach, I mean, it's going to be, it was a great season last year. You've got a great captain. I saw the other two that you had as well, and we hope to have them on soon. But it looks like you've got some great leaders this year. Let's get your thoughts a little bit on last year. So you come in first year. This is Coach Rasbeary's second year here at Rockport. Made a big impact last year. The girls you heard Ari say they really didn't know what to expect, but a lot of success for Coach Rasbeary in his first year here at Rockport. So the expectations are high, Coach. But let's just kind of reflect back here a little on last year, and the success that you have. You had going into the third round, taking on a really tough Cal Allen team that's ranked ahead of us this year. So they're going to be tough again this year. But what can you take away from last year's success? I know that we don't have the team. It's different. We had some seniors that graduated, but the bulk of this team's coming back. What are you hoping this team can bring this year from what they learned last year, from the success that they had last year?
So I think I talked last year about like we had all the pieces, but the issue was is we weren't a family. And kind of like what Ari said, we really adopted that family mentality. In fact, Coach Souza has been awesome, and he's letting us order a new set of green jerseys, and across the back of every girl's jersey is going to say family. You know, the girls have done awesome incorporating that, and so I really see us now that coming into the second year, we've adopted that mentality. We have that foundation built of like it's us against them, not me and 10 girls around me versus them. And so I think we'll be able to build on what we created next year because of the great foundation that the seniors left behind, that the juniors and sophomores last year, juniors and sophomores and freshmen last year helped create. And so I'm really excited. I think we're going to give all those teams in front of us that people are kind of looking at giving us a big beating. I think we're gonna shock the world. I think we're gonna get some of them teams on their back heel.
I'm excited, and I guarantee you, they know we're coming. They're those other teams that they know. If they didn't know Rockport, they definitely know us. We're coming this year, Coach. I'd like to get. I don't know if you have the list of your roster. I don't know if you've already made that, or if you're still working on it. But if you do have it, can you let us know who's on the roster for 2024, 2025 on varsity?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we finished trials last week, and so I've got everything pretty much set in stone. There's a couple girls that are what we call bubble kids that will bounce back and forth between the JV and varsity. But yeah, I'll get that to you probably after we get done here, if not early in the morning.
Okay. Do you have the roster? Can you tell us now, or is that something you want to wait on for next week?
No, I mean I've announced it on our Sports U. Somebody's probably shared it on social media now. I mean we are bringing back the same core that we had last year. We graduated 4 seniors, and then we had a girl who was a freshman starter or freshman last year who got a lot of playing time. She ended up moving, unfortunately. So we lost her, and then we lost Elise, who her and Mercedes split keeper last year. So we've lost essentially 5 starters, and it hurts, but we have girls that were waiting on the coattails. They were the next person up, and I've got them. We added a freshman onto our roster this year, a true freshman, so she'll help out tremendously. But yeah, I've got the roster. I mean, are you looking for like numbers, or are you just kind of looking for the makeup of it right now?
No, sometimes what we do if coach wants to is just to come out and just if they want to mention who's on varsity with the jersey number, we always give the coach an opportunity. But if we can go, I can get it. You can if you don't want to, today be able to mention them like that, then we can definitely just post it up on there. Who was the senior? Who was the freshman that left? I know there was those 3 girls that were so impactful last year. Which one did we lose?
We lost Taylor. And Taylor, I had big expectations for Taylor. I was really excited because she started off playing midfielder for us last year, and then I was going to move her to a defender probably this year or next year, and I think she was going to really shine as a junior and senior as a defender, and her mom moved away, and she's now playing soccer in Lampasas, and Lampasas is lucky. They got a very good, talented sophomore now. So.
They do, coach. I remember those girls. We had them on the podcast, the three of them, and they had an impact. But like you said, it's the next player up. This team isn't built on one person. It's a team. The success we had last year was a team. So even though we're sad that we don't have Taylor, we wish her well in Lampasas. The next person has to come up. This team's success was built on all of the girls, and so I'm really excited to see what we're going to do this year. You do have an assistant coach. Also, I know the coach is the JV. Do we have the same one, or do we have a new one?
No, we got a new one. So Coach Cosper helped me out last year, and I think it was kind of like I'll help you this year, but next year it's up in the air. And I was very fortunate. I've got Coach Rebecca Malish. She's experienced. She's coached at the high school level before as a varsity assistant, and so my JV's in very good hands. She's already like hit the ground running. She keeps me on my toes. She's always asking questions, and it's always she's like a sponge. She wants to learn. She wants to make sure that those kids that are on the JV, that are on the practice squad, she wants to make sure that they're ready to go when it's time for me to call them up. And so she's doing an awesome job, and we're only 2 weeks in.
That's awesome, coach. And what are the numbers look like for soccer? Are the numbers looking good for both varsity and JV?
So we had originally had 58 girls that originally talked about playing. Last year we had 40 girls try out, and we ended up cutting about 4 or 5 of them. This year we were supposed to have 58, but I think we ended up with 47 or 48 girls that tried out. So right now we're currently sitting with about 16 on varsity, 16 on JV, and about 10 on the practice squad. And then of course you have about 2 keepers on each team.
That's good, coach. Those are good numbers. That's good numbers. We want to continue to keep those numbers up. I know that's something we always talk about, right? What can we do here on the network to help promote whatever it is that we need? Like I said, to bring, we want as many athletes as possible to be playing every sport. So that's awesome. I think those numbers are good in terms of what we have this year. And that looks good. Coach, let's talk a little bit about tomorrow's scrimmage. Not sure exactly. I know there's a little scrimmage. Can you talk to us a little bit about what we can expect tomorrow if people go down there who's never been there? What's the scrimmage like, and how long is there like a game format?
So I originally started coaching in Willis, and they had a purple white scrimmage, and the first time I ever heard of it, I was kind of confused, and I loved it. And so every place I went after that, we put it in there. But basically, what it is I've taken my captains. This year I have 3. Ari didn't really know if she was going to be able to make it or not because she's got a basketball tournament. So we had we had one of our senior captains put on each team, and it was just a schoolyard pick. It's here's the varsity, here's the JV. You're going to take turns. You're going to pick. I want you to think about your lineup. I want you to think about who you're going to have, and it makes them not only think about like, okay, where am I going to play, but how do these pieces fit together? And so it puts that kind of coaching aspect on it. And they go through and they pick who they want. And I'm not there to kind of guide them either way. I mean, they're gonna learn one way or another. And so tomorrow we're gonna scrimmage. It's gonna be set up like a full game. Like it's last year I refereed, and Coach Malish had a great idea. She's like, "Why don't I coach against you?" I was like, "Okay, like I'm all for it." And so we're gonna have each team's gonna have like a solid mix of the varsity and JV. We've got a couple freshmen sprinkled in there too, just to kind of make the numbers right. And so it's going to be, I always call it an ugly, beautiful game because you've got all these mixtures of all these kids coming together. And so it's not the prettiest game, but it's a good chance to see those girls, see where they're at before you go play and it starts counting.
Absolutely. And that's what time does it start tomorrow?
So we're gonna start at 7. There's a lot of times the JV players, their games start early, and parents have to travel for it. So this may be the easiest and only opportunity for some of those parents to get to see some of their kids play if they're on the JV. So I tried to move it back. We're gonna play at 7 o'clock. We're gonna run 35-minute halves instead of like the typical 40. And so I'm hoping we have some parents come out. We're not charging gate fee. It's for all argument's sakes, it's a practice. It's just a practice that we're scheduling late at night. So it'll be fun. Turn the lights on. We'll have the scoreboard on. The pregame music going on. It's some of those kids are going to get to experience Rockport Colton Lady Pirate soccer for the first time.
I think that's awesome, Coach. I think that's great. So definitely, you get a chance to see the team compete against each other. But it's great. It's great for our younger players to be able to get in that atmosphere and be able to play some of our varsity players. I think that only makes them better. So excited. Starts at 7 o'clock here at Pirate Stadium. Definitely come on out. There's no charge. Just come on out there, support our soccer program, our RF Lady Pirate soccer program, and you're going to see what kind of talent we have here. You've heard Coach talk about how excited he is for the year. A lot of those girls are coming back from last year, so there is a lot of talent. So hopefully we can come out there tomorrow and see some of the talent that we have here playing against each other. Coach, I do want to get your thoughts on the upcoming game next week, Tuesday against Victoria. How important is it to start off the season with these wins before we get into district? You heard me talk about you've got a few games. I thought there were going to be more, but looking at the schedule, there's just a few games. There's a big tournament here. I'll get your thoughts on that. And then it's straight off to a tough district right off the bat, really. So how important is it to get off to a great start this year? And then talk to us a little bit about Victoria. What do you know about them? Not sure we played them last year. And what do we have to do to get that win over in Victoria on Tuesday?
Yeah. So yeah, our schedule is crazy. We have one of the largest district in numbers, like in number of teams that are in our district. We have one of the largest in the state. So, like, we lost Alice. Alice decided to go up to 5A, so we lost Alice, but that still puts us at 9 teams in our district. And so when UIL tells you can only play a certain amount of games, and then they feel what is it? Ends up being like 16 games with just your district opponent. It makes it hard. You don't get a whole lot of development, and then now the games count. Now the games start counting towards whether or not your season ends in March, or you keep playing until you're out. And so, but I scheduled this Victoria East. We played them last year. It was one of those weird things where they had us on their schedule, but we didn't have them on our schedule, and we had an open game. So I think I told the girls probably the day before, like, hey, we're gonna play tomorrow, like, surprise, like, throwing them off, and so we're gonna play them. And now that we have a bigger heads up, and we've been preparing for them, we should give them a pretty good game. I think last year, spur of the minute, not really expecting it, I think we lost 2-1, something like that. It was a close dogfight, and that was before our team really came together. And so I see us, knock on wood, but I see us kind of beating the brakes off of Victoria, hopefully, if we continue the same success we had last year. But yeah, no, we don't get a whole lot before they start counting.
Coach, do you think that with just losing a few seniors, and because looking at the schedule, anybody that's looked at it, the district starts like really quickly. I think there's 3 or 4 games, and then there's the big tournament, and then boom, it's district. Do you think there's an advantage for us this year, being that the bulk of the team is coming back? So there's already chemistry built. Do you feel like, those will be ready to go before district, seeing that a lot of this team is coming back from the success they had last year?
I think so. We lost Amron as a center back last year, and I mean, she was awesome. She made our defense solid. Her and Katie, probably the 2 best center backs in the district. Then we had Monkey up top, Angela up top, and Angela run full speed the whole entire game. That girl is a natural born runner, and so we lost them, and then a couple other seniors the couple other kids that we lost. I mean, they came in and got valuable minutes, but we do have that core back, and I think that when you start looking at our district, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you've got a lot of the teams that are in our district that are state ranked, and and that makes it extremely difficult to go, okay, we have 3-4 weeks to develop to be a competitor with these state teams. And so, it makes it extremely hard as a coach and then as a player to know that you get just a little bit of development, you get a little bit of practice, and then now it's do or die to determine whether or not you go to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think, and again, like I said, people know Rockport now. That ranking preseason came out, so we're not going to shock anybody. People are going to be very prepared for us. They know what we got. They know the ranking, and so teams are going to be prepared for us now, I think. But I think that's good. I think we want to get the best of every team. It definitely makes us better. We want to make another run this year, and I think we're poised. And I think we're in good. I think we're going to continue to get better every game. So whatever the first game looks like, this team last year just got better every game, every season. So the team that you saw last year, from where they started to where they ended, was a totally different team. So I think we'll continue to get better this year. That's what's exciting, and that's why we need the support of the community to come out. It is a little cold. I don't know if the concession stands will be open this year. I know they were last year with hot chocolate. I don't know if that'll be the case, Coach, but definitely come on out, wrap yourself up with a blanket and come support Lady Pirates. You heard our captain, Aariana, how important it is for her and the girls and for Coach to come on out there. They see the stands packed, and it just hypes them up to want to play even harder than what they were going to play. So I'm looking forward again to the season, and hopefully we're going to get a lot of support this year. Coach, there is a tournament that we play. It is the Rockport tournament. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but talk to us a little bit about that tournament. It's coming up here in a few games. What does it consist of? Where are the teams coming from? And is it a 2-day, 3-day tournament?
So we call it the Toast of the Coast. I was told last year that's kind of the name template that every tournament has here, and so we carried on the tradition. But we'll play the Toast of the Coast. We got teams. We have pretty much the same teams that we had last year. We've got like Alice, Ingleside, Santa Gertrudis. We've got a couple of schools from the San Antonio area coming to play. Our side of the way we have it set up is you have two groups. The top two teams out of the group go and play Saturday. So you're guaranteed at least a Thursday, Friday tournament, and then after that, it's do or die. And last year we made it to the finals. I think a whole lot of people didn't expect that to happen. I remember looking up in the stands for our very first game. I tried to schedule it kind of middle of the day, and we had the junior high kids. We had some kids from the high school up in the stands, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm glad to see the kids supporting us. And then I think we had a later game on Friday, and I look up in the stands, and there's scattered parents just in the stands, and then we started getting to that semifinals and then the final games, and all of a sudden the stands start getting a little bit bigger, and so it's gonna be a competitive game. We're gonna get to see Ingleside, who's in our district. We're gonna get to see them and kind of how they play. We'll get to see SGA, who's also in our district, and kind of see how they play. And so it'll be nice because we get that scouting. We get that scouting for them, and the girls will get to see them, kind of see what their matchup's going to be. But more importantly, hopefully we bring back a trophy. Bring back a trophy, because last year the girls were a little frustrated that we had some unsettled business with Bastrop, and Bastrop got the best of us in the finals.
I remember, Coach, that's when I was like, wait a minute, what are the girls doing when that tournament, when that happened and we made it? That's when I said, wait a minute, something's going good with these girls. Something brewing over there with the soccer program. We're gonna go figure out what's going on. And so that's the way it played out early last year. But this year, like I said, it's a little different. Now the expectations are a little different. But I think that's great for our program to get noticed. And I've had other girls, when our programs have been ranked top 10, and I asked the girls if it has any meaning to them. And I thought Aariana's response was right on when she said, we earned it. Of course it means something to us. It's someone's taking notice. People are taking notice. That's the coaches association who votes and puts this together, I believe. And it's a credit to the work that the Lady Pirates put in last year and the games they played. since taking notice. I loved her response and say, absolutely, it means something, because it shows that our hard work is paying off. So that was great. Coach, I'd ask you, what can we expect? You're the head coach here. What's the expectation for this Lady Pirates? I mean, third round last year. This year, I know it's we want to get further than that. But as you start the season, what's your expectation? How far can these Lady Pirates go?
So I've always told the girls that the expectation is playoffs. Like the expectation is that we're gonna make it in the top four district, and we're gonna go to playoffs, and then everything after that's just icing on the cake. We our district is tough. Like it's really tough. All four teams that were the top four teams in our district all were regional quarterfinalists. And we played Cal Allen, and then Beeville and London played each other in the regional quarterfinals. Like that doesn't happen. Like in any other district in the state of Texas, that doesn't happen. You have the fourth seed or the third seed get knocked out in the first round, and then your number one and two are like struggling in the second round. But here you've got the top four teams all going into the third round, and so we set that bar high for ourselves, and now we've got to get over it. And so the expectations playoffs, but the hope is fourth round.
Absolutely, Coach. And again, Pirate fans, Coach Rasbeary will join us. He's scheduled to join us every Thursday at 8 o'clock here on the Pirates Coast Sports Network. Now, if he's busy and he can't make it, I'll definitely let you guys know. But he is scheduled to be here, and our podcast will consist of recapping a lot of the games, previewing upcoming games with Coach, talking players' performance. So, Coach on his podcast will come on and he'll talk about players. It's not just a game, but he'll talk about some of the players. Everything is positive here. So obviously, if we didn't have a good game, we keep it that way. But if there's some girls that really shine in that game, we definitely want to get their name out. And then upcoming team girls, who's growing in this program, right? Who's getting better every game. So it's about players' performance, talk stats, defense and offense, previewing the games, and also talking about the junior varsity. That's very, very important too this year. We'll focus more on that than we did last year. That's our future. We want to know what we're doing at that level. Maybe we even have coach come on and talk about that program as well with Coach Rasbeary and kind of get an idea of what we're doing there at that level. And what are we doing to prepare them to play varsity, right? Girls that possibly could move up to varsity during the season. So all of that is what this podcast will consist of. And then Coach Rasbeary will let me know. He'll be in charge of bringing some of the girls on. So when he has some of the girls, he'll let me know and we'll interview him like we did Aariana. So that's what this podcast will consist of. It is about getting more eyes on the program, letting you guys know what's going on, and really focusing on the players that we have, mainly our seniors, because they won't be back next year, but also the future. That's always important to us. What's coming up? We want this program to be competitive for the next few years, right? That are coming up, not 1 year and done. Just continue to be very competitive. But coach, I've got to tell you, people, you need to come out. Cal Allen, Rockport Fulton, London. The Beeville matchup is always a good one. They want to beat us. We want to beat them. You don't want to miss those. You even want to travel an hour to Beaver to go watch those games. And then there's Toloso Midway too. That's very competitive. So there's going to be some great games. Probably going to come down to the wire. You don't want to miss that. I know you can catch those games on the Pirates Cove Sports Network when we get there, but you don't get the excitement of the fans getting onto the reps and making it. Because I heard a lot of that last year.
Oh, yeah.
Press box, and boy, they are loud. So you don't get to feel that. So you can only feel that atmosphere when you come. So definitely come on out. This district is going to be great. We play each other twice, once there, once at home. So if you can't make it out to the road, on the road, you definitely can come to the stadium. Those teams will have one game here with Our Lady Pirates. So, Coach, I'm excited. I'm glad to have you back. Thank you for saying yes, and I look forward to a great season. And just talking soccer and talking about these players that we have that I think are very, very talented. But I'll give you the final word here on the network. Anything you want to add before we let you go?
Yeah, I appreciate the community, and I appreciate you helping get the girls exposure. You hit the nail on the head about our fans. I mean, we've got the best and the rowdiest fans ever, and I love every one of them. It's always funny when you hear the reactions from other coaches about like, oh, your fans this. Like, no, I love it. Like keep going. Like it don't bother me. But the support that the community has given us is awesome. My wife and my kids and I, we moved to Rockport. We were renting in Portland. Now we're I don't know if it's Rockportians, but we live here now, and we're happy to be a part of the community. We're happy for all the support that the community gives us here. It's just amazing. You can't ask for a better fan base than what we have here.
Our fans definitely voiced their opinion, coach. And I got to tell you, Rockport's lucky to have you, for you to come into this program, a program that was struggling the last few years, right? You heard the girls last year talk about, how they felt the last couple of years, and you've kind of revived the program in 1 year, and brought it back, where people are excited, and we're excited about soccer, right? That's not always been the case here, and it's great. And hopefully we can continue to grow these programs here and let the community know what we're doing. That's my goal for when we do these podcasts. It's not just to come out and talk, but really shine light on our program. So much of the community, they don't know what's going on, right? And then to give the coach the opportunity to just talk about his players. So I'll tell you, we're lucky to have Coach Rasbeary here in Rockport, and hopefully you're going to stick around here for quite some time and continue to build this program, something that we want to see continue to have a lot of success this year and the next couple of years. So thank you, Coach, for picking Rockport, and now you're part of the Rockport community now. And yeah, those fans, they are rowdy. I was up, y'all. Oh my goodness, they'll let you know. They don't really care. They'll let you know when they don't like a call, but it's all in fun. And I think, like you said, you get excited because they're into the game. They're just not sitting there, right? Like they're standing up and they're voicing their opinion. It may not change the call, but the fact that we get into the game is what's exciting to see. The excitement of the crowd is great. And so we're lucky to have that.
As long as it's going to the officials and the other side, I'm okay with it. If it's going to my sideline at me, I may not like it as much, but I always make the joke that the reason everybody likes me here is I just haven't been here long enough for somebody to not like me.
Yeah, well, no, I think last year, like I said, I heard some great things. I didn't know you till you came onto the podcast, and we had Coach Rasbeary late last year. There were some games already played when we got a hold of him. So this year, we wanted to make sure that we got him on before we started. So once again, there's a scrimmage tomorrow. It's just kind of like it's going to be like a game format, but you can definitely come out. It's an opportunity for the community to just kind of see the talent that we have here, what we're going to be, what you're going to see this season on the soccer field. So come on out. There's no charge. And then, of course, on Tuesday, the Lady Pirates will travel over to Victoria. Coach, I'll probably send you a text just so, or if you can send me the info, email me goals and what's going on so that I'll know what to talk to you about when the next podcast comes on. But then the home games, we'll let you know when those home games are here. That is when we really need to pack the stands and show our support for our Lady Pirates on the road as well. But definitely at home, we're looking to really support these girls. I hope I see a big crowd. And like I said, Coach, I'll be coming out sometimes with just myself to stream, but we are also going to bring our equipment, the equipment that we have for football, which our tech guy comes out and we put it on the scoreboard. We put our sponsorships. We're looking to get sponsorships for soccer this year. We've got some ladies that are working on that stuff, and they'll have it out to the businesses, and hopefully we'll get some of that. And then we'll be able to put the thing where you have the goals, the clock, and it looks a lot. It looks amazing when you bring that tech and you're able to put that up on the screen. So definitely going to do some of that this year. We'll get up to the press box. But Coach, I'm looking for a great season. Thank you for coming on, and safe travels next week when you go out to Victoria. And hopefully you guys will come back with the W, and we start off with 1-0.
That's the hope.
That is the hope, Coach. I have no. I know that you are going to we're going to start this season off great. And coach, before I let you go, how many games before we get to that championship at that Toast to the Coast tournament? How many games are the Lady Pirates? Do you have a schedule already out?
For the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have one. The only people that know the schedule right now are the our athletic director, Coach Souza, and just a couple people. It's not a secret. I've only shared it with the coaches, and that's really all I've shared it with. But I have no problem sending it out. I will say that times are subject to change, but the groups are set for the most part. The matchups are set. The only thing that could fluctuate a little bit would be the times.
Yeah, if you want to send it to me, coach, I like to put it up on our network. That's for me. That's so I don't forget. I kind of go through it because I'll forget. We do so many, like we do basketball, and then so I'll forget. And so as soon as I see it on someone, I copy it, put it on just for people can see it, but just to remind me, hey, this game's going on. So when I make the schedule, I can do basketball here. I can do soccer here. And the other thing is we're going to get into the JV. So is the JV also going to play like when y'all play, they play first at home and then you guys play the late game? Is that the way it's going to be set up for the girls?
Yeah, so not in the tournament. So I can't find a JV tournament, but for like the varsity and stuff, yeah, for all of district, it's going to be the JV first and then varsity second, with the exception of SGA and Bishop. They don't have a JV team, but yeah, it'll always end up being JV first, and then varsity will play right after.
That'll be good for the Pirate fans because we also want to be able to stream those games as well, our JV. So we'll get out there to stream the JV and then stay for the varsity because the one thing that we want to do is get live streaming not only on our varsity but on our middle school or sub varsity, so forth. So definitely be looking out for that, Coach. Thank you very much for joining the podcast. Appreciate it. We'll see you next Thursday. And again, Pirate fans, time to get excited. Soccer season is here, and the Lady Pirates are destined to do some great things this year. Here, Coach, try to get to that fourth round this year. That would be huge for the Lady Pirates. Coach, thank you very much. Have a great night.
Fourth round this year would be state quarterfinals now that they've split the divisions. So
that's true.
Yeah,
so that is true. They split the divisions, didn't they? I forgot about that.
Yep, so no more regional tournament. So actually, I think last year Cal Island, if they would have done it the same format, last year we played Cal Island, I think that would have been the state quarters.
That's right.
So if we go fourth round, it'll be state semis, I think, something like that.
Right. I forgot about that. Coaches, we were talking about that a few weeks ago. That's awesome. That's right. I forgot about that. Thank you for mentioning that. Well, we're excited, Coach. And can't wait to go out there and stream the first game here at home. So we'll see you guys. Have a great one, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.